Okay, now we're going to put something inside the class which will conform to a certain protocol called the SCN Scene Renderer protocol. Now, this is basically a way to say that you have a callback function whenever time has passed. So every time X amount of time has passed, then it calls back that function, and within that function you can do all sorts of things. So an example would be that if you wanted an object to move somewhere every X seconds, then in the callback function you would check whether your number of seconds that you've established has been passed, and if it has, then an action is triggered. So what I'll do here.
New line. Import SceneKit. New class game view left and S view controller.
So after NSView controller, I'm going to add. So the NSView controller is the superclass, but after that I'm going to add an interface or a protocol.
NSView controller, comma, space,
and SCN Scene Renderer, and then I'm going to see what kind of options the suggestion table gives me.
Image, SCN Scene Renderer delegate. SCN Scene Renderer delegate.
So we got the SCN Scene Renderer delegate.
SCN Scene left brace.
And now because it conforms to that interface or protocol, Xcode is going to give me an error saying that the class does not conform to the protocol. That's because when you conform to these protocols, there are certain methods which are compulsory. So in the case of the SCN Scene Renderer delegate, you have to tell it when the renderer has started or when the renderer has updated.
New line, right brace.
So I'm going to put it
new line, right brace, new line,
after the
tab.
await from mid function.
R.
Renderer.
Image. Renderer left parent underline renderer colon. SCN Scene Renderer. Update at time colon. Time interval right parent.
So update at time.
Last number code number greater. Selection boolean.
I'll just have that boiler code right there ready.
Right brace. Right brace. New line. Right brace. Tab.
And I'm going to put another protocol method.
Func. R. Image. Renderer left parent underline renderer colon. SCN Scene Renderer. Did simulate physics at time colon. Image.
Okay, so
renderer left parent underline renderer colon. SCN Scene Renderer. Did apply animations at time colon. Time interval right parent.
So there are several renderer protocols that you can use. So when you simulate physics, that's when the entire simulation for all the objects inside the world is actually calculated, and at that point you can check collision detection, but that will be in a later video.
Image. Renderer left parent underline renderer colon. SCN Scene Renderer. Did render scene colon. SCN Scene at time colon. Time interval right parent.
So did render scene.
Last number code selection boolean.
This is pretty much the final pass in a renderer. So usually you would start with the physics or some AI first, then you would get to the renderer. That means the image, because that's the last bit that goes into the rendering pipeline. Then after that, you know that everything has been updated, and then that would be the last point before it restarts the cycle of rendering. And what you would want to do is change code at the update at time function.
Func render new line.